In the shadow of San Quentin, there's a group focused not on the men behind bars, but on the people victimized by the men behind bars. This week's Jefferson Award winner helped start Citizens Against Homicide so that victims and their families would have a voice.
All the work with the victims.
Jan Miller's been helping murder victims' families for 22 years because Jan Miller is one of those families.
I feel I empowered myself by getting involved.
In 1984, Jan's daughter, 19-year-old Veronica Parati, was murdered in her apartment in Chico, and the case has never been solved. But 10 years after the killing, Jan teamed up with Jane Alexander to form Citizens Against Homicide.
To unhappy ladies, unhappy with the criminal justice system.
Should the killer be caught and convicted, Citizens Against Homicide helps families write letters to the sentencing judge and later the parole board.
Your case is kind of shoved to the back.
Jean and Shelley Cervantes had 2 family members killed in Fresno.
No one is ever prepared to have something like this happen.
The group was able to put up a billboard offering a big reward. They couldn't believe that someone came forward so quickly with evidence and proof of who committed the murders.
It turns out to be the murderer himself. He murdered them for money, and that $50,000 reward billboard was just eating him up.
It was very hard for me when I lost Chris.
Ora Noel lost 2 sons in 2 separate killings. Her connection with Citizens Against Homicide was purely accidental. When looking for support, she picked up the phone.
And I misdialed the number, and it was their number.
There are times Jan thinks maybe she's had enough. But then, just like it did with Ora Noel, the phone rings.
All of a sudden you're back talking and you realize you just helped that person. You just helped that person, even maybe to feel better for that moment, for that day.
And when that happens,
I'm doing what I want to do. I want to help people get through this really horrible, horrific time.
I see.
So for helping families who've lost loved ones to violent crime, this week's Jefferson Award in the Bay Area goes to Jan Miller. The co-founder of Citizens Against Homicide, Jane Alexander, passed away in 2008, but the group carries on with Jan at the helm, meeting twice a month. She says the state, by the way, no longer provides money for the billboards and the rewards. You can nominate your local hero for a Jefferson Award online, cbssf.com/hero.